Hey, y'all. I hope you're doing well. I don't know what day it is of the week that you're watching this, but I wanted to ask you a quick question. It's not a hard one. I'm not going to say you're doing anything wrong. I'm not going to say we have misinterpreted yet another scripture. That's not for today or for this video. Instead, I just want to ask you, when was the last time you took a break? I mean, a break. Not a Kit Kat break, not a vacation like you just put aside everything and went away somewhere. I mean, just a weekly break. So in the Bible, Jesus made a habit of observing something I would call a Sabbath. And in the book that I shared with y'all before, let me pull this up. In this book, the author talked about observing a Sabbath, which is just one day out of the 24-hour, not one day out of 24 hours. Bear with me. Maybe I need more coffee. One day a week where an entire 24 hours is set aside and honored, where I'm going to read his words. He said, consider the four elements of biblical Sabbaths: stop all your labor, stop working, even around the house, just stop. Resting, so sleep in or take a nap and don't beat yourself up for it. Delighting, do something you really enjoy, not for financial outcome, not for any particular outcome. It's just something you enjoy. I guess you'd have to know, what is it that you enjoy? Is it reading a good book? Is it going out in the garden? Is it listening to beautiful music? The delighting. And the last one is contemplating. Do those four elements of biblical Sabbath. I'm sorry, I knocked the camera. But do that. Do those things. And he mentions this if you bought the book on page 198 and 199. And I wanted to point out that Jesus also created times where he would just steal away from the crowds and he'd take his disciples. And I think that's important too, that when I say take a Sabbath or steal away, it doesn't have to be in isolation. We weren't created to be in isolation. And sometimes that can be rougher, right, than being surrounded by people. So Jesus in Mark 4:35, it says, that day when the evening came, he said to his disciples, let us go over to the other side. Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. They took him just as he was. He didn't have to get ready for it. He didn't have to stop, like, okay, let me go and pack some things and let me go and do this so I can prepare. Like, he literally just went. And he took his disciples, which means he was surrounded by people that he was in community with, that he was close to. Because he had more than the 12. He had more than 12 disciples, but he even had 3 that he walked with very closely. But we'll do that and we'll discuss that another day. I just want you to see that I'm not asking you to do something that is not biblically appropriate. Jesus rested. God, after he created each day, after the 7th day, he said everything was good and he rested. So he instituted a Sabbath. And then Jesus fulfilled it. He demonstrated how to do it in the New Testament. So you have God and Jesus, God on earth. You have them both showing us how to work and then rest. And I hope that you're not allowing the hustle culture of the 21st century. Social media will make you think if you're not doing something, that somehow you're failing as a human being. And that is so not true. It's so not true. If you are working, doing things at church, which you should be, you're taking care of family members, especially small children or the elderly, and you're trying to manage your household, please choose a day. It doesn't have to be Sunday. This is your Sabbath. What day will you just stop and say, today, I'm just going to rest. I'm going to delight. I got to look at them again because I'm learning these 4 words. I'm going to rest. I'm going to delight. I'm going to stop, rest, delight, and contemplate. So there's still an aspect where you're still thinking about yourself, your walk with God, your relationship with Him, because it is out of the strength of that relationship. When God is at the center, it is out of the strength of that relationship that you were built up inwardly so that you can show up fully and in godly ways in all the other aspects of your life. I hope this blesses you. Get somewhere and sit down. And I said sat down because that's how we say it in the country. God bless y'all.